This is Jan Schlichtmann. We're at the Mass Torts Made Perfect Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are going to hear from some of the best lawyers who are going to give us the latest information and insight about what's happening in the exciting field of mass torts. This is Jan Schlichtmann. We're at the Mass Torts Made Perfect Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we just heard a very inspiring speech by the Reverend Al Sharpton that he gave to the lawyers at the luncheon address. And Reverend, first of all, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Reverend, would you mind sharing with our audience some of the thoughts that you shared with the lawyers?
Well, what I was basically saying is that there needs to be a realignment of the legal community and the civil rights community, because many of the issues that we are facing today we both face, and I think we can do a better job if we face them together. Tort reform being one, bankruptcy laws being another, a war on consumers. And I think that rather than having the opponents of these measures isolate and then pick us all off, we need to stand together. Tort reform is as much a victim's issue and a civil rights issue than it is a lawyer's issue. But as long as they can just define it as lawyers wanting to get money, when it has nothing to do with that, it has everything to do with victims and clients getting justice. We can address some of those issues together, and I wanted to propose a realignment as well as challenge them that they have in all of their natural development to build the biggest firms or the biggest careers they can, put some fraction of their life aside to make a social statement that'll be bigger than just their own personal lives.
Well, you know, some of your words were quite inspirational in there, and you talked about the little things, like the little thing that Rosa Parks did that became a really big thing that changed the world. What are some of the little things, people listening out there, lawyers in particular, what are some of the little things that they could do that could be some of the big things that could help change the world?
They've got to look at some of the cases that they take and some of the opportunities to get cases and say this is not just about winning a case, this has broader social ramifications. It may be a little case, but a little case, Rosa Parks was a little case. It was a lady arrested for not giving up her seat. But the lawyers of that day, combined with the civil rights community of that day, said we're going to use this case to challenge a bigger premise of segregation. And every one of us, everybody watching, has those moments in life where you can take something and say, but this has a broader meaning if I have the courage and tenacity to make the bigger point.
Reverend, thank you. These are true and good words. Thank you so much for sharing them with us.
Thank you for having me.